Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and an unboxing of the 2025 Ritchey Road Logic rim brake version. Now, this is going to be an unboxing and then later I will do a deeper dive. I just want to get a video up, and in particular, I want to get this video up for a gentleman whose bike I'm building. So I've ordered 6 frames and the first 3 have come in and the other 3 will be coming over the next day or so. So let's do this, and sorry for the noise of the bubble wrap. So I'm just so happy to see these, and I'm happy to see that Ritchey is continuing to build high quality steel frames for us. And we don't have to go to a custom frame builder if the geometry fits. I did a video out there, I have a video out there talking about how the specialized tarmac geometry and the road logic geometry are very, very, very similar. I believe in the 55 centimeter, they're almost exactly the same, except the chain stays and overall wheelbase, but you know, top tube, head tube, very, very, very similar. But anyway, I digress. What do you think about the new color? This color is called anthracite, and it's very reminiscent of the gray color that I have, that I rode predominantly last year. I now have the Sally Macaroons, and that's been my primary bike for 2024. And actually tomorrow I've got a 200K with 8,000 feet of climbing that I will be doing on the Sally Macaroons. Now there's no technological changes, there's no changes to geometry, there are no changes to tire capacity. And so let's address that real quick. This is it's rated for 30 millimeter tires. That'll keep them safe. You're not going to have tires rubbing the chainstays or the brake bridge or even the fork, which I'm going to pull out here in just a second. But 30 millimeter tires, so on my Sally Macaroons with the head wheels that are 21 internal, 25 external, I'm able to fit 32s with the Dura-Ace calipers, but there's a little bit of a rub if you're doing sprints and stuff like that. So I have the EE brakes, which gives me a little bit more clearance, and I can ride 32s. I have kind of settled on a 30 millimeter tire, so it's perfect for the spec on this frame. Now, some of you might recall the previous gray, and it had these red, white, and blue bands here, here, and then here, this tube had, the seat tube had a Ritchey logo and then bands on that as well. So they went without the logos there, but they have them here. Now this, again, there's no changes. I mean, this is a very good recipe, so there's no reason to make changes to this. And what I mean is, this is a 1 1/8 head tube. This is externally routed cables. By the way, this is a 57. I've got other frames here, but the 57 is the one I'm going to build here in the shop. These others are getting shipped away, so I didn't want to open those. So it's a little bit bigger frame to kind of pop my head up and under the top tube. So externally routed cables. You still have your 68 millimeter threaded in bottom bracket. You have your seat tube that you could use a clamp on, front derailleur. And that brings up a question as well. Some folks have asked, well, sure, I get this frame, but then what am I going to build it with? Well, Campagnolo still does the Chorus 12-speed rim brake, and I'm able to get a lot of Ultegra stuff. I don't know if that's in the shot, but I've got a group set for a customer down here, Ultegra, and actually he went with gray cable housing, so we're going to one extra little detail there so that the cables and housing don't look out of place on a gray frame and black cable housing. So there's the fork with the branding inside the fork leg. Let me turn that a little bit so you can see that. And as I mentioned before, this is a 1 1/8 steer tube. The headset, the head tube is not a tapered head tube, so you don't have a big massive bearing down here, which lighter, stiffer, lighter, stiffer. Everyone's always looking, well, not everyone. I should say the bike industry is telling you that you need a lighter, stiffer bike every new iteration of that bike. It's 10% more aero than last year, and it's this stiffer in the front end and stiffer in the bottom bracket. But I would argue the majority of us don't care about that. I mean, we just don't. We want a comfortable bike that we can ride for a long time, right? Do we really need a lighter, stiffer bike every time? No, I don't think so. And with the move to, fatter tires, like let's say, this is 30. The gentleman I was doing a bike fit for yesterday, he is really struggling moving from a 25 tire. So if he stays with a 25 tire and the frame is lighter, stiffer, front end, back end, all this stuff, he's going to have a miserable ride on 25 tires. So, there's a lot of folks that just don't want to move away from 25 tires. They don't get the bigger tires are faster, less rolling resistance. Or in his case, he doesn't want to go tubeless. So if he doesn't want to go tubeless, it doesn't matter that a 30 or a 32 or any of those tires would fit in this frame or any other frame. He won't be able to tame a stiff frame if he can't get off those 25 tires, right? So that's why a bike like this makes a lot of sense for folks. It's a very comfortable bike for long, long distances. My opinion. Now, some folks will say, yeah, my carbon such and such. Okay, great. Keep buying carbon. Keep riding that. But here's the thing. I cannot tell you how often I get an email from someone who says, I've broken my last carbon frame. I'm really looking forward to buying a steel bike. Can you build me a Ritchey? I get this. Trust me that I do. The other thing, sorry, I have to just be super careful setting this back down. The other thing is, there's this lady who I've sold 2 Bianchi Infinitos to, and she travels quite a bit back and forth to Hawaii. Both of her carbon frames have cracked, or I should say have been damaged while traveling. So this happens, and we need to make sure that we safeguard ourselves from spending $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 on a bike. And the most fragile part of the entire bike is the most expensive part, the frame. I traveled with my steel Ritchey to Paris to do Paris Press Paris, a 1,200 kilometer event. I wasn't worried about whether when I opened up my bike case, whether my frame was going to be broken. I didn't have to worry about that. All I had to worry about was, will my tubeless tires be leaking sealant in my bike case? That's it. Honestly, that's all I had to worry about, because I also didn't have to worry about disc brakes. I didn't have to worry about my Di2 batteries. I didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. So that is why a frame like this is so, I mean, everything that's right and proper about a road bike, this has it. So as I mentioned, I will do a deeper dive, get into more of the details and the spec and all that stuff. But fewer than 100 of these are available for purchase here in North America. And I've already bought 6. So some of the sizes they're dwindling fast. And I think the next shipment will be sometime in July through one of my other distributors. So if you want one, please get a hold of me ASAP. My contact information is down below. I look forward to serving you. If you have purchased a Road Logic from me in the past, I think it's high time you make a comment down below and say, listen, I didn't believe the hype at first. I bought a Road Logic because I trust George. And now that I'm riding one, it's become my primary bike. Or you can speak to my responsiveness and my promptness in responding to you when you send an inquiry. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. For those 6 folks that I'm keeping you anonymous, for those 6 folks that have purchased frames from me sight unseen, because you hadn't even seen this frame, this is the first time I'm seeing it. I appreciate your business. Anyone else, please contact me. I will take care of you just as quickly and just as professionally and courteously. Courteously? Yeah. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'm going to do a lot more on this frame for deeper dive, and I'm also going to build this frame for a customer. So please like and subscribe. We will see you up the road.